Okay, the last concept that we will read this week is the block. Blocks are very easy to understand. They are much like functions, but they're not functions. How about that, right? A block of code. You must have heard of that, block of code. What it is, let's say you have a main function and integer x equal to 0, whatever. Let's say integer equal to 10. And I can have a block of code within that. Here I can say integer x equal to 20, print within block. Okay, x. And here you print again, print f outside block. You print the same %d x. Okay. Now what happens is this block is not really a function because it doesn't have a name, right? It doesn't have a name like a function. There is no name. And it doesn't have parameters. This no parameters like functions. They don't return anything. They're just a small piece of code just to return for convenience. You want to do something, some simple computation that is not affecting anybody else, and you don't want to call a function for that because function call requires all this information. So you just use a block of code to write it. Now this x, if for instance say 20, it only changes this local variable 20. It doesn't change the value of x here. Again, why? Because it is only a local copy here. Okay. So this is a simple concept. You just have to remember that blocks have no name, no parameters. It doesn't return anything. And let's take a simple example here. Scope file. Oh, scope. I'll make it block. Okay, if you do that, let's pretend we don't need any of this. X equal to 60, print f value within block. Yeah, and you print outside the block, value outside. Yeah, here you should see 50, right? I remove global variables. Yeah, simple concept, just like we did in here, just like we have here. I have a program. Now if you compile this GCC block, you see that? Okay, why is that 60, both 60? Because here I have changed the global variable, the outside the variable of the function x. That is why you prints 60 here and it prints 60 here. Okay, that's why you have 60 and 60. But we'll change that to, if you name it as integer x, okay, now this value that you change, you are only changing the local variable of the block, not outside. So let's compile that again. You see that it's gone. You changed 60 within the block, but outside the block we got back our 50 because it didn't touch it. We didn't touch it, right? And another example here is, let's say I have integer y equal to 20 and I'm printing this. Okay, y value outside the. Now what happened? What do you think it will happen here? I declared integer within the block, a variable y, and I'm printing that value outside the block. Do you think it will print? No, it won't print. Why is that? Because this block of code is dead at this moment. When it starts executing at here, this block of code never exists at all. So when you access the value of y, it doesn't know where to go and pick it up. So it will say compiler error. See that? Y is undeclared. So this is a very important concept. At the same time, you have to know the difference between functions, blocks, and this. Okay.